भद्रम् कर्णेभिः शृणुजामदेवाः भद्रम् पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवागुंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितम् यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः।
ॐ नमः प्रणवार्थाय शुद्धज्ञानैकमूर्तये निर्मलाय प्रशान्ताय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। यन्नित्यमानन्दमनन्तमेकम् शिवेति नाम्ना श्रुतयो गृह्णन्ति तस्यावतारो नररूपधारी कृपासुदाब्धि भुवि रामकृष्णः। जननीं शारदां देवीं रामकृष्णं जगद्गुरुं पादपद्मे तयोः श्रुत्वा प्रणमामि मुहुर्मुहुः। नमः श्रीयतिराजाय विवेकानन्दसूरये सच्चित्सुखस्वरूपाय स्वामिने तापहारिणे यैरिमे गुरुभिः पूर्वं पदवाक्यप्रमाणतः व्याख्याता सर्ववेदान्ताः तान् नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम्। यस्यात्मभूतस्य गुरोः प्रसादात् अहं विमुक्तोऽस्मि शरीरबन्धात् सर्वोपदेष्टुः पुरुषोत्तमस्य तस्याङ्घ्रियुग्मं प्रणतोऽस्मि नित्यम्। We have completed philosophical analysis of 3 shlokas of Ramakrishna Aratrikam written by Swami Vivekananda. Now we will proceed 4th shloka. Drumbhita yuga ishvara jagadishvara yoga sahai nirodhana samahitamane niraki tava kripai. O Lord, you are the cause of this entire creation, Jagadishvaraha. You have manifested as Avatara in this Kali Yuga. You are the guide and helper of spiritual seekers. I am able to see you out of your grace with a pure and concentrated mind. This is the general meaning of this 4th shloka. Word by word meaning is, He Jagadishvara. O Lord, you are the Ishvara of this Jagat. One who is the master of this creation is called Jagadishvaraha. He Drumbhita Yuga Ishvara. One who has manifested as Avatara in this Kali Yuga. He Yoga Sahai, one who guides and helps spiritual seekers. Nirodhana Samahita Mana, a mind endowed with purity and concentration. With that mind, Niraki, Nirikshe, I see you, I know the reality. Tava Kripai, Tava Kripaya, by your grace. Each word contains lot of Vedantic ideas. Let us take the word Jagadishvaraha and try to analyze in this class. Jagadishvaraha means Jagataha Ishvaraha Jagadishvaraha. Ish means to rule. Ishvaraha means the ruler. Jagadishvaraha means the ruler of this creation. That means cause of this creation. The cause alone rules the product. The type of ornaments will be determined by type of base material. If it is gold, if the base material is gold, the ornament will be golden ornament. If it is silver, the ornament will be silver ornament. So, the basic material determines the type of the product. Therefore, the basic material rules the product. Cost rules the product. Not only basic material, the creator, who is the intelligent cause, the jeweler, also determines the type of the jewel ornament. Clay is there as basic material, potter is there as the intelligent cause, maker. Both put together determine the type of the pot. Similarly, if you take this creation as a product, then Ishvara rules this creation. Ishvara is the cause of this creation. This is revealed in Vedantic scripture, and Vedantic scripture alone. No other scriptures in the world reveals Ishvara as the total cause of creation. We will see how it happens. So, to establish Ishvara as the cause of this creation, we have to establish first the creation as the product. To establish clay as the cause of the pot, we have to establish the existence of the pot. First, that we have to establish. Similarly, to establish Ishvara as the cause of this creation, we have to establish the creation as the product. Because even scientists don't accept creation as a product. According to them, it is an accidental product. There is no need for creator, according to scientists. And according to Semitic religions like Judaism, Christianity and Islam, God is described as the maker, intelligent cause, like a potter, but the basic material they don't accept as God himself. So first we have to establish that this creation is a product. It's a deeply analytical Vedantic subject. Entire Vedic culture stands on this one simple looking word, Jagadishvara. We will see. Why Hindus worship a milestone? Why Hindus worship snake? Worship mountains, rivers, mud, turmeric powder. Why? It is impossible for any other culture to understand unless they understand this concept of creation and the creator of Vedantic revelation. So, first we have to establish that this creation is a product. It cannot come out of nothing. That we have to establish. How to establish that this creation is a product? Product means it is designed intelligently and it should work orderly and it should have utility. Suppose you take a product called pot. Can you have a pot with a snake shape? No. So there must be a precision in its form. There must be orderliness in its working. There must be utility for our life. So Vedanta says that entire creation is an assemblage. Carefully listen. Entire creation is an assemblage. You know what is the meaning of assemblage? This building is an assemblage of cement, water, sand, bricks. This body is an assemblage of so many things. Assemblage of Pancha Bhautikani. So entire creation is an assemblage. Assemblage means many things put together. It should be intelligently put together. Then only it can be product. Sand, brick, water and cement. If it is not intelligently put together, it will be what? It will be a debris. It will not be a building. So the product should be put together and intelligently put together. Car is a product. So many spare parts are put together. How it is put together? Intelligently put together. So it's an assemblage, intelligently put together, has an orderliness in its performance, in its activity. It has orderliness. If you take a car, when you put a gear, front gear, it should go front only. If you turn steering left side, invariably the car should turn left side only. Orderliness must be there. Then only you can use that product. Then third is, there must be a purpose for a product. That is utility. Every product should have utility. Now what is the meaning of product? Product is something which is intelligently put together by so many basic materials, which has orderliness in its performance, and third one is which has a purpose and utility, is called a product. So entire creation is a product. See how many galaxies, stars and entire cosmos, perfect order. That's why what happened billions of years before they can predict. What will happen billions of years afterwards also they can predict. So and so comet is going to hit Earth. When? After 3 lakh years. Like that we now and then come across. Oh, 3 lakh years. Anyhow, I am not going to be there. So we just turn the page. So entire creation is an assemblage. Whether you take the huge thing in the creation or a smallest thing in the creation, it is an assemblage. Huge thing which human mind can comprehend is galaxy. It's a huge thing. So if you say a product called galaxy, that means what? Lot of things are there. All are working in its own speed and so many factors are working. Smallest thing human mind can comprehend is atom. And atom also is intelligently put together by neutron, electron and proton. So like that, a product is intelligently put together by some other spare parts. What is that basic material? Science is bewildered. Science is not able to answer. So Vedanta says, since nothing can come out of nothing, since nothing can come out of nothing, and since there is something called creation existing for our perception, there must be a basic substance. Suppose if somebody argues this creation has come out of nothing, then our mothers will be very happy. Just they can enter the kitchen and out of nothing they can bring masala dosas, puri, idlis. No. Even masala dosa will not come out of nothing. Ice cream will not come out of nothing. So there must be some basic material. So nothing can come out of nothing. But something has come in the name of creation. So there must be some basic material, and that creation also is an assemblage intelligently put together and precisely working, orderly working and with utility. Therefore, someone must be there as an intelligent cause. You ask me, Swamiji, from where this mobile phone you got? I say, recently I had been to Gangotri. Near Gangotri there is a place called Gomukh, from where Mother Ganga springs out. I saw a lot of people were gathered there. When I went and asked why they are gathered there, they told, now and then from the spring, mobile phone is coming. To catch it, we are waiting. Like that they told. I believed it. And when my turn came, I was waiting. Suddenly one mobile phone came. That is this mobile phone. If I say, what you will tell? Ayyo, Swami so far nice only. You won't believe it. Even if Swami says, you don't believe it. Why? Because mobile phone is a product. Lot of software and hardware is there inside. Not only spare parts are there, there is a software which connects all these spare parts and which governs the working of all these spare parts. So that is called software. And it works precisely. And it has utility. Therefore, the creation has not only hardware, like inert material, Panchabhutas, Akasha, Vayu, Agni, water and Prithvi. Any product in this creation are made up of these 5 components. Okay? So they are put together. Body itself is the product of the Panchabhutas. That's why it is called Panchabhautika Shariram. Outside space is there, inside also space is there. For some people, inside the brain space is there, which will not allow them to think. Outside also water is there, inside also water. 70% of the human body is full of water. Outside, Agni is there, inside in our stomach, Jhatara Agni is there. Now and then in our heart, jealous Agni comes. Outside, Vayu is there, inside also Vayu is there. Outside Prithvi is there, inside also Prithvi is there. So, Panchabhautika Shariram. All bodies are made up of Panchabhutas. For these bodies, Panchabhutas are cause. Who is the cause for Panchabhutas? Who made these Panchabhutas to arrange in this way? A building also is made up of Panchabhutas. The Shariram also is made up of Panchabhutas. But building doesn't think and speak. I think and speak. How is it? So what is the factor which makes one assemblage as an inert entity and another assemblage as living body? Same components, Panchabhutas. So therefore, we cannot say or we cannot accept if someone says that this creation is a chaotic creation. Science says it's all because of accident called Big Bang. It's all because of accident called Big Bang. When t is equal to 0, t means time. When t is equal to 0, the Big Bang happened. From there creation has come like that. So it's not a chaotic creation, it is a cosmos. Cosmos means it's an assemblage. There is a orderliness and there is an utility. Any product which is put together intelligently, any product which functions in orderly manner, any product which has a purpose, which is useful, must be presupposed by intelligent cause. Like mobile is presupposed by an intelligent cause. There is a software engineer and hardware engineer, both are there. Highly paid people. Similarly, assemblage presupposes intelligence. Intelligence presupposes conscious entity. Intelligence presupposes conscious entity. If science say there is no need for a conscious entity. There is no need for a creator. A thinking mind is not able to accept. Newton's friend was an atheist. He did not accept the existence of God. But Newton was a believer of God. Even though he was a scientist, he was a believer of God. One day, Newton brought a toy of solar system. How solar system works. So seeing that, Newton's friend told, "Hurry, what a beautiful brain, your brain. Wonderful prototype you have made. Prototype of solar system you have made. You are really intelligent." Like that, friend appreciated. Then Newton told, to make this prototype solar system, you accept there is a necessity of intelligent scientist, but to make a original solar system, you say there is no need for a intelligent scientist. How is it possible? How ignorant you are. Do you understand now? Even a prototype presupposes intelligent cause. Similarly, entire universe is an orderly one. That is why science is possible. If there is no orderliness, there is no possibility of science. What do you mean by science? Prediction. Capacity to predict. H2O is equal to water alone. You can verify it at any place, any time, by anyone. So it should be repeated. It cannot be only one person's invention. It should be available for verification. And verified, the same thing should come. When the scientists say H2O is equal to water, the same prediction should be available at any time. If the creation is an accident, there is no possibility of science at all. They say it is an accident. Big Bang theory says that it is an accident. You ask me, from where you got this book, Swamiji? I say, I have a small room, printing press. Suddenly a blast happened and all the letters arranged in some way, and the product is this book. If I say, will you agree? That's what they say. A basic substance, it blasted, and the entire cosmos has come. Entire creation is an accident. Even a 5th standard child will not accept this. If a product is a product of accident, then that cannot be called as a product at all, because it will not be repeated afterwards. There is no possibility of science at all, knowledge at all. What is knowledge? Somebody invents, repeatedly verified, that invention is constant, available for future generation, then it becomes knowledge. So all departments of knowledge are possible because it is repeatedly verified and found the same result comes. And the entire creation has various laws and orders, they call it universal orders. If a person falls from the 4th floor, immediately he falls and goes to Yamaloka. You drop a flower, no damage at all. What is the law governing this? When we enter water, we are drowned. When balloon enters water, it floats. So there is a law. So various types of laws are there in the universe. They are called orders of universe. Cosmic order. This cosmic order leads to the knowledge called cosmology, astrology, physics, astronomy, chemistry, biology. These are all what? knowledge, department of knowledge, all of them are possible only when there is an order. Vast space, galaxies, billions of stars, Milky Way. Each star is a sun, has a system of planets, and each planet has minerals. Each mineral has a composition distinct from another mineral. Each mineral is made up of many types of atom, and each atom has proton, neutron, electron, like that. It goes on. Science has reached to the theory called field theory. Their question is, what is the basic substance of this creation? By what substance this creation has been made? Science has reached to the theory called field theory. This is not the place to discuss that. Just I am giving a glimpse of the search called what is the basic material. Because any product will involve intelligent cause and a material cause. Any product. If you take the creation as the product, so it should presuppose intelligent cause and it should have a basic material. Science says there is a basic material about which I don't know. I am still in search. But there cannot be intelligent cause at all. There is no need for a creator at all. Science says. So Vedanta says we cannot accept it. Because if there is no creator, if there is no intelligent cause, then this entire creation will be a chaotic one, not a cosmos. How can you call this creation as a cosmos? Because it has an orderliness, various universal orders. One order is cosmic order, physical laws. Then second order is biological order, with regard to the body of a living being. That's why a medicine which works in rat works in human being. There is a guinea pig. If medicine works in a guinea pig, 99% it will work in the human body. That means what? There is a connection between guinea pig body and a human body. And as a precaution, the same medicine is applied to monkeys. 99% it worked in guinea pig. So 1% is there, na? So they are not ready. So they apply the same medicine to monkey. 100% it works. Therefore only the scientists are very sure father of human being is monkey. Science is very sure. Darwin theory it is called. There is a small joke on this subject. Mother was teaching child about the ancestors. The child asked, Mummy, who are our ancestors? Mother is Indian mother. She told, we are from rishis. Our ancestors are rishis. Bharatwaj Rishi was our ancestor. We are from rishis. Then child was not agreeing. No. Why no? How can he say no? No, yesterday only father told we are from monkeys. Yesterday father taught Darwin theory. Today mother is teaching about ancestors. Then mother told, what your father told is right. Your father's parampara is from monkey, but mother's parampara is from rishis. So coming to the point, there is a connection between the human body and other living bodies. And there is a connection between flora and fauna. Anywhere it is damaged, immediately entire ecology is disturbed. Understand? Now people are talking about global warming. Why they are afraid of global warming? Why it is going on? They have found out we are using biofuel in a large quantity. Therefore, there is a problem. The gas which is used in a fridge creates hole in ozone layer. They found out. That's why in Australia, many people are with skin cancer. When they researched, they found there is a layer called ozone layer which prevents infrared and ultraviolet rays emanating from sun. But when there is a hole in a layer, naturally through that hole it comes, and in that country lot of people are suffering. So anywhere you damage, the cosmos is damaged accordingly. So there is a connection between flora and fauna, connection between living beings. Not only that, if you take the human body itself, simple looking product, but it is super tech product. Even science is not able to say, yes, we have studied the human body. It is not able to say. Daily they are changing their theories. 10 years before something they told, now they are telling something. 5 years before something they told, now they are telling something. So the very human body is a super tech creation. The kidney in our body is a miracle. The liver is a chemical complex. Lot of chemicals are produced. The skin is a thermostat, conditioning the temperature of the body. Heart is a tenacious pump. Go on pumping. How many years? 70 years, 80 years, 90 years. Suppose if it says, I will take few seconds of rest. If it says, immediately, one more sound will come. What is that? Ambulance sound. So all are working, tenaciously working. My teacher used to say a joke when he taught this subject. When he was a child, he was imagining a face. The face is too much crowded. So many things are there in face, you see. 2 ears, 2 eyes, 2 nostrils, then mouth. So he thought, it seems, if the nose is kept above the head, how nice it will be. Because the nose is like a chimney. If the nose is kept on the head, there is a benefit. What is the benefit? If somebody sneezes, it goes above. It doesn't come in front of us. If somebody smokes also, it goes above. Benefit is there. But problem also is there. If somebody is allergic for tea and wanted to take only coffee, how to find out whether it is tea or coffee? So you have to show to the nose, little more near, little more near, bring near, bring near. Then finally what you have to do? You have to do coffee abhisheka. How nose is kept in an exact place, you see. Before something going inside the system, there is a gateway. By smell, you can know whether it is acceptable to the body or not. Understand? So, the very body is a beautiful structure. It's a product. You cannot imagine how it works. Doctors can maximum say what? These are all the possible reasons. If it doesn't work, that is very natural. If it works, it is your better luck. Understand? If the balloon has one hole, what happens? Through that hole, the air goes away. The entire body is like a balloon. Lot of air is going every moment. But it doesn't go through other holes, you see. There are holes, 9 holes. Through 2 holes the air goes. Balance 7 holes are there, na? It should come out. No, it is not coming. Same through holes only is used for that. So it's all a beautiful biological order. Then comes physiological order. The science which studies about the physiological order is called physiology. The science which studies about the biological order is called biology. Logy means knowledge. So all knowledge is possible because of order. In physiological order, idli becomes blood. Idli becomes blood after 3 or 4 hours. It's called bioenergy system. Electrochemistry is available in our brain. As even we see something, immediately hands move. How it happens? There is a signal from the brain to the hands. And remote control technology is there. And if you take the eyes, it is a camera. So it goes on, catches pictures. So sense organs are gates, are entrances to transact with the external world. And there is a recorder. What is the work of a recorder? Either it saves or deletes. But this recorder deletes important thing and saves unwanted thing. You see? So many scenes we see. Darshan of Lord Venkateshwara, darshan of temple, that Mahatma, forgotten. At the very young age, one scene that is still remembered. It's called physiological miracle. Then next comes psychological order, moral order. We call it dharmic order. Psychology is the department of knowledge which deals with the psychological order. A mind with a self-judging capacity. Human mind has a self-judging capacity. That's why it says, I am black, so I have to make up. So I will do makeup and apply Fair and Lovely. I am tall, I am short, I am bulky, I am thin, I am balded. So I have to go for cultivation. You know, every hair there is a price. Like agricultural cultivation, on the head of the human body also there is cultivation. There is a patch on my skin, so I cannot accept that. So I will go for treatment. No animal says I am black, therefore I will apply Fair and Lovely. No animal says, but human mind alone says. That's called self-judging capacity. And with desires, hatred, love, jealous, compassion, it's all complex mind it is. Which moment, what type of emotion will come, he himself doesn't know. If I say, please clap, you don't clap. You see? That means what? You have the capacity to decide to do what I say or not. Understand? That mind which is the locus of many contradictory emotions. So many contradictory things are there, like love, hatred. Both are there in the same mind. Selfishness, unselfishness. A tiger mind is very ferocious mind, but it also has love with regard to its children. One moment it is ferocious, next moment again it is loving. Similarly, human mind also. And storage capacity, as I told, 25 years before what happened, this fellow will remember. But if I ask, what is yesterday morning tiffin? What item you ate? What item I ate? Like that he will ask again. So forgotten. How many steps you climbed to come to this place? You don't know. Small thing. Recently occurred. So you don't know. But 25 years before, what happened you remember. During our marriage time itself, your mother told so and so words. Amma will tell. So Ayya will tell, Jens will tell, what about your mother? She told so and so words. See, how many words 25 years you would have heard. All words are not recorded, all erased. Few words are remembered. Like that, a peculiar storage called chittam, an intellect, power to decide. That's called intellect. Choice. There is a choice. No cow can be a non-vegetarian cow. No tiger can be a vegetarian tiger. But human being, for 10 years he can be non-vegetarian. Again another 2 years he can be vegetarian. And again balance years he can be both. The deciding capacity. No cow or no buffalo can say, dear, we are bored with this Chennai traffic and dry grass. Let us go to Switzerland and enjoy a fresh grass. Buffalo cannot decide that. But human being can decide, we are bored with Chennai traffic, let us go for Switzerland and settle there. Let us go for America and settle there. So this choice is called psychological order. Then cognitive order, power to know. The knowledge deals with this is called epistemology. Epistemological order they call it. Power to understand, power to speak and power to express that. It's called epistemology. Like that, varieties of knowledge is there. Various types of universal orders are there. So you cannot say that this world is a accidental product. In an accidental product, there is no possibility of orderliness. So we have established now, there is a necessity for a conscious entity behind this creation. Now the question comes, if conscious entity is the creator, what is the basic material out of which this creation has come? Science has told, we are still in search. We are searching that basic material, that material they have named as God particle. It is called God particle. They don't accept God, but for basic material they have given the name God particle. Then we go to religious people. Please tell, what is the concept of God in your religion? Other than Vedic religion, all religions say, out of nothing, God brought this world by His magic. Neither we accept, nor scientists accept. Out of nothing, nothing can come. If out of nothing something can come, the same property should exist in the product also. The property which exists in the basic material should exist in the product also. If out of nothing something has come means, as I told, mothers will be very happy. And suddenly when guests come, there is a constant tiffin, upma, very easy to make. But for upma also there is a basic material. And there is a science how to make it. Otherwise even crows won't eat. They call it cement. We have a hostel, students' hostel. One day the warden Swamiji asked, hey, why today no crow at all? Then the student told, Swamiji, do you know what is the tiffin today? Today upma is the tiffin. That's why even crows have not come to eat. So, even in cooking, there is a science, there is a technology, there is a conscious being, and there is a basic material. So, out of nothing, nothing can come. So, out of something only it can come. If God is an intelligent cause alone, all the religions accept that God is the intelligent cause. Suppose a child asks dad, Dad, who has created this world? Father says, God in heaven has created the world. Oh. Dad, who created heaven? What is the answer? Shut up. Suppose you take this boy proposing an answer. Dad, can it be like this? God in hell created heaven and shifted his residence to heaven, then created earth. Father thought, okay, nice proposal only. Yes, it may be, like that father told. Then after 2 minutes, child came and asked, Dad, who has created hell? Dad says, whether somebody has created hell or not, I don't know. Now you are creating hell to me. Shut up. No answer. Same thing only religious leaders also say. When we ask who has created creation, they immediately answer what? God in heaven created the world. Then you ask one more question. Who has created heaven? They don't have answer. If God is the creator, from which He has created this creation? What is the basic material? They don't have answer. If God is different from the basic material, then who has created that basic material? Like Millwala creates rice for us. Our mothers create idli. So basic material is created by Millwala or a farmer. Idli is created by mothers. Similarly, two producers, two gods. They have a lot of problems in answering this question. If God is intelligent cause alone, there are a lot of questions which cannot be answered by religions. Who created this basic material and where it was kept? To keep basic material, there must be a space, na? Where was God existing before creation? So all problems are there. Still they don't accept that there is a necessity for a basic material. God is a creator, that's all they accept. That is why He sits in heaven, not in the earth. Therefore Vedanta says, you have no other option other than knowing the fact that God is both intelligent and material cause. With regard to pot, intelligent cause is a potter, clay is the material cause. With regard to ornament, jeweler is the intelligent cause and gold is the material cause. But with regard to entire creation, one and the same conscious entity is both intelligent and material cause. Etornanabhisrijate grinnate cha. Like a spider, which is the intelligent cause for spider web, and from where the material comes? From its own stomach. Another example is our own dream. We create a dream world known to us. Lots of people are there in that world. Roads are there. Buses are plying. Trains are there. And in one train, you enter with the suitcase. A fellow comes behind you, shows a knife, and you shout. So you are there. Thief is there. And train, road, timing, speed. Other human beings, all are there. Who created? Your own mind. So you are the intelligent cause. From where you brought raw material for train and bus? Please tell. To make a road, dream road. From where you brought? From your own mind. That's why in our Purana, nicely told, the creator is as Vishnu lying very relaxedly. When you lie relaxedly, dream will come. You know? When you lie down relaxedly, dream will come. So this entire creation is just dream. Vishnu's dream is this creation. Like our dream world is our own creation. So Vedanta reveals the fact that conscious entity alone is both intelligent and material cause. Therefore he is called Jagat Ishvaraha. Jagataha Ishvaraha. Like basic material gold and the jeweler Intelligent cause determine the type of the product called ornament. Similarly, basic material and intelligent cause, Ishvaraha determines the type of this product called creation. Therefore, he is called Lord of this creation, Master of this creation, Cause of this creation. More details we will see in the next class. Niranjanam nityam anantarupam bhaktanukampa dhrida vigraham vai Ishavataram parameshamedyam tam Ramakrishnam shirasa namami. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.